when you have a company that you trust with the outsourcing, you know where to find good talent and you know where to find it fast. We also see that there's currently a lot of competition ongoing in the IT outsourcing sector. So it is very, very hard to know which company is actually claiming something and which company actually can do something. So don't hire someone immediately for a large period of time. Maybe start with a week with someone you would hire in-house. It needs also to be a personal fit, not only a technical, and you only can assess that once you actually work together with someone.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Devico Breakfast Bar. Here we speak with different people involved in the business landscape, share their expertise, delve into the latest tech trends, and explore the ins and outs of IT outsourcing. I'm Oleg Sadikov, and today I'm excited to have Maximilian Hahnenkamp, co-founder at Scavenger AI. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss new episodes. Hi Maximilian, and thanks for joining me today.
Hi Oleg, thanks a lot for the invitation. Happy to be here.
Let's start our podcast with a little blitz. I start a sentence and you continue. Entrepreneurship gave me.
The best time of my life.
Entrepreneurship deprived me.
From sleep.
My main superpower is.
Handling 20 tasks simultaneously at one time.
My main weakness is.
That I'm very young and yet have a lot to learn.
When I'm afraid, I.
Try to seek help from people that have walked the path before.
Sounds good. You have had a diverse background from training the Austrian national hockey team to co-founding a tech startup. How did your experiences in sport shape your approach to leadership and business?
Yes, for sure. So I definitely think sports plays a big part, and I can only recommend it to everyone, especially trying to play it on a professional level, because I think it shapes your mind and especially your mindset subconsciously. So even without you know you're playing a team sport, you know that you're responsible for everyone and you're fighting for everyone on the pitch. And I think that's the same how it is now in a startup. Like, it's a team event. I could do nothing without my team. I need a mix of several different skill sets as it is in sport, and only together you can achieve strong results and outcomes. And this is what I live by.
What is the best piece of advice you have ever received, whether in sports, business, or life, that continue to guide you today?
Definitely. I think one of the main things I heard is that talent helps you, but is worth nothing. The only thing that counts is consistency. And I see that in sports, and I definitely see it in the business. You have good days, you have bad days. The only thing that matters is that you keep on going, keep on pushing, have a bigger goal in the back. And talent is not everything. You need to push it through and give every day, every time your best.
What motivated you to start Scavenger AI? What was the specific problem or gap in the market that you wanted to address?
Definitely. So me and my co-founder Felix, we both worked at big corporates before, and we both saw a problem that we now validated with more than 300 companies that all tell us they have tons of data, but they lack the time and they lack the resources to actually draw any insights out of it, which then obviously poses a huge problem for any company if you want to take a decision, but don't have the necessary insights into your data. And we thought, well, with current technologies, that could be a problem we can solve. And that's why we founded Scavenger.
You have developed a three-tiered system for data analysis at Scavenger AI. Could you break down each stage and explain why this approach is so effective?
Definitely. So what we do is we connect Scavenger directly to the database of a company, and then the companies can already ask several different kind of questions. Like, for example, one of our pilot partners, very pragmatic, like, why was my revenue worse last month and what can I do to improve it? From a user perspective, that's everything you need to do. I always say that's when the magic happens. Felix and the tech team, they don't like to hear that much, because actually what you said is that we've built 3 proprietary AI tools that are connected together in one workflow to solve the problem of the user. We have one tool that cleans the data. We have a second tool that detects based on the question you asked and based on the data that's in the back. First, looks for the information inside of the database, and second, calculates a mathematical or statistical result. And then we have a third one that takes this result and in second transforms it into an answer to the question that you've asked before, that also someone understands who didn't study statistical mathematics.
AI is evolving rapidly. Where do you see the biggest opportunities and risks when it comes to integrating AI into business decision making?
Definitely. So we see the biggest possibility when integrating it in daily operations. We are a big fan of saying that, like, AI itself is not a solution. It's what you make out of it and what kind of problem you solve with it. So we're heavily against just trying to use AI, but where we really see some efficiencies is trying to plug AI into certain and specific operations or business use cases that you have in your company. Like in our case, we do it a lot with dashboarding and accelerating decision-making processes.
What role do you see for text to SQL in transforming data analytics for companies that don't have in-house data scientists and technical expertise?
Definitely. So for us, we see text to SQL as one of the main things that is coming up at the moment because it really democratizes the access you have to data. Because with that, your employees in a company, they don't even need to know where the data is. They don't need to know how to code SQL whatsoever. They just need to ask a question. Text to SQL then basically transforms it into code, runs it on the database, retrieves the information. So like from back in the days where you needed an IT specialist to first gather the requests from employees, then run it and put them back. Now with text to SQL, every employee can ask any question to the data, get a result back in seconds.
Being based in Germany, do you notice any unique challenges or opportunities in the tech industry in your region compared to other parts of the world?
Yes, definitely. So we talked to a lot of companies inside Germany and also outside of Germany. And what we really see here is that people are very risk averse compared to, for example, the American market. And also that data compliance and data security plays a huge role. To be honest, also for us, data compliance and security plays a huge role because we believe that it's very important. Yet it is a huge difference to the American market, where I would say it's more like an experimental approach, being like, yeah, let's try it out, see where it goes. And afterwards, we look for the data security, whereas here, data security and compliance is always the first question.
Yeah, it definitely slows down the progress.
Yeah, definitely.
IT outsourcing is a major trend in the tech industry. Since you have experience both with in-house and outsourced tech teams, what are the key advantages and disadvantages of IT outsourcing?
Definitely. So I would say the key advantage is that when you have a company that you trust with the outsourcing, you know where to find good talent and you know where to find it fast. So let's say when you have peak times in your company and you really need people, you know where to find them and you know where to get them. On the downside, it is that obviously for a company, it's also important to build the core applications of a software company in-house. So it's always a balance between trying to use or trying to be as efficient as possible with using people that are coming from the outside versus trying to build the main applications in-house.
Many startups debate whether to build in-house or outsource. What factors do you consider when deciding whether to outsource certain aspects of tech development at Scavenger AI?
Definitely. So we had, I think as every company, good and bad experiences. What we saw, what always helped a lot is when it came through contacts. So we know that the people we are hiring over like an agency are good, I would say. Then as well, as I mentioned before, it comes down to whether it's building the core of your application or it's trying to get more hands on something. And then what we always try to do in our company is that also we make the people who are coming from the outside as a part of Scavenger. So we try to also include them long term. We try to also invite them to our offsites and so on, so that they are also, we see them as part of Scavengers and as employees of Scavenger.
Are there specific regions or countries that you find particularly promising for tech talent?
To be fairly honest, we are pretty agnostic with that. We have so far found great talent from everywhere around the world. I think this is very much true as well. Like, for example, we heard bad and good stories about outsourcing in India, for example. Yet the experience we made is that it's everywhere else in the world. You have talent and you have people who are not talented. It's just tricky to find the right fits for your company, like it is also in the German market or anywhere else. So for us, we have made really good experiences in our market.
How do you see the role of IT outsourcing evolving in the tech industry, especially with advancements in automation and AI?
Definitely. I think that people have to become more agile. I think people have to react quicker. And we also see that there's currently a lot of competition ongoing in the IT outsourcing sector. So it is very, very hard to know which company is actually claiming something and which company actually can do something. So I think it's a game of trust. It's becoming a game of trust in this speedy environment.
As we wrap up our conversation, what advice would you give to other founders who are considering outsourcing for the first time, particularly when dealing with emerging technologies like AI?
Definitely. What helped us was always start with a trial case. So don't hire someone immediately for a large period of time. Maybe start with a week, do a trial period, and afterwards see if it's a fit or not. Because also with someone you would hire in-house, it needs also to be a personal fit, not only a technical, and you only can assess that once you actually work together with someone. And then as I said before, it always helped us to work with someone together who was vetted by a shared contact, for example, before. So those two things together, I would say, were the ones we benefited from the most.
Thank you, Maximilian. It was very efficient and very useful. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Oleg.
If you enjoy our discussion and want to stay updated on future episodes, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you will not miss out on the latest insights and conversations from the Devico Breakfast Bar. See you in the next episode.